In podcast 20, I spoke with Nenad Vasic. We've worked together, and I find him to be a very positive and strong human. He does a lot of exercise, he often plays soccer, he's a fitness coach and an athletic teacher. I hope that you can enjoy whatever you listen to this talk, and again, thank you for listening to these podcasts.
The podcast will now begin.
Timer, and we're good.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, so I think the first thing that I want to talk about is kind of your fear, like your fears about like based on what I've talked with you is like it sounds like you're probably going to end up becoming a father at some point in the future, and your kids are going to grow up, and the world is going to be a little bit different for them than it's going to be for you growing up, just like growing up for you is different than life for your father.
Yeah.
So what are some, like, we see some different changes and some kind of like different ideas about what could happen with robots and artificial intelligence. What are some of your concerns about your kids and the future? Maybe even talking about VR and how video games and VR could affect them. I don't know. Or just robots and AI.
There's so many things that I'm afraid of, but in the same time I'm looking towards that, right? Because like it's our future, it's things that probably gonna happen.
So you're
I mean,
worried, but you're also optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, was living if you're not optimistic, right?
Yeah.
But like worried, of course I'm worried. I mean, just recently they were like shooting in schools and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I'm worried about is safety of my kids for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna be worried.
Stop you, how, like, I also have fears.
Yeah.
I sometimes even think of myself as kind of like a paranoid person. Like my fears are quite intense. In the face of the fears that you have in your mind or your heart or your soul or whatever, how do you create optimism in your own mind or heart or soul or whatever? Or
well, everything has black and white side, right? Having kids have good and bad side as well. Yeah. Having kids is gonna be you're gonna have somebody you love so much, gonna look like you're making a future, you're creating something new, right?
Yes.
You're producing yourself, you're basically multiplying yourself, right?
Yes.
But like in the same time, you know that like your time off won't be your time off. It's gonna be time with the kids. You need to spend so much time on them. You need to educate them. You need to take care of them every day. Money wise, also you're gonna spend so much money on kids and things, like you will not buy anymore yourself like some cool things that you saw on Taobao or anywhere you see, right? So there's like always good and bad things in everything. But like if you focus on good things, we're gonna do, I believe, good things and continue living in a positive way as well.
Okay, so then part of staying optimistic is being a good person. Are you kind of touching on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta be a good person. You gotta be also,
So then that's interesting because like I often like to think in terms of karma. Like if you're being a good person, then probably good things are going to come back your way. And then you can be optimistic about the future because it's almost like, is that part of it or not really?
I believe that if you're chilled and see positive side, that you're gonna attract positive side, and that nice things gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
I think that we need to educate people like more about our emotional intelligence. I think that kids are losing that and people today are losing that. That's the thing that I'm afraid of the future. I think that more things gonna be stuffed in computer, into data, into AI, and I'm afraid that we lose that emotional intelligence. And when we lose that, I think that we're gonna lose ourselves.
So you're really social. You're a social person. Do you feel like we can cultivate? Is like that the key way to cultivate emotional intelligence, by just hanging out with people and spending time with them and learning?
Yeah, be more in nature.
Be in nature more.
Yeah,
okay.
be good to each other.
Gifts.
Gift each other something. Spend good time together, not only over phones and games.
Generosity.
Yeah, I think that like also games and computers are also like somehow stopping us of growing and make us more social. Like it stop us from that somehow. Being on a computer, playing games. It connects us
but disconnects us.
Yeah, in a way, because like while you're on a computer playing games or on the phone, you're producing so much dopamine and happiness, and everything is happening so fast there. And then once you're off of that, like you don't have any surge to do something else that will create that good feeling, right? You don't have anymore that drive like, hey, I need to do something to feel good. I need to go outside and have a coffee with my friends so I can feel better, right? There is something you need to do. Or like when you're at work, you want to do something good so you feel like you achieved something. But where we are on the computers and phones, everything happened there so fast.
So are you saying that like the correct me if I'm misunderstanding you, but like we're like so stimulated by social media, video games, etc., that when we're done with those, we're not even inspired to go try to find joy in the simple interactions and friendships and spending time with family like we used to before all of these technologies.
Exactly that. Because like, again, good and bad things, like everything has positive and negative sides. If you look at computer games and phones and computer and programs and everything, like it can give us that bad side, but it can also help us so much in doing things in the right way. If we can control ourselves, if we can control our body and mind and hormones, then you'll probably do everything less, and then you'll also have enough time to spend with friends, with future kids, with parents, with whatever, right?
Yeah. So maybe let's touch on controlling ourselves. You are like you've done a lot of exercise in your life. You're relatively fit. You're a strong kind of human. You've got a fit body. Like what are the benefits of trying to control yourself and have like discipline with exercise and having a fit body? What's the importance of exercise and movement in life for you?
You feel happier, you feel more energetic, you feel like you can do more things, you feel healthier. You feel like you're achieving something every day. So let's say if you wake up early and you do workout, you already did one thing, and after that you're so full of energy, you feel so excited, you feel so full of life, right? Instead of if I woke up and I just sat down and watched TV, and like after that I don't have any more energy to do anything else. So like by doing something energetic, you're producing more energy for something else, and like it's almost like a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
So you start something in a positive and energetic way, and then like whole day it's like it's going up, and then when you should sleep, you feel very tired, and you also have very good sleep. So like I think.
So it helps with sleep. It helps with your mood. It helps
with everything.
Yeah.
It makes you happy. I don't know. I like sports since I was a kid. I like running fast. I like doing things. I like to jump. I like to go over things. I like to play outside. And I don't know. I was just a happy kid. And also sometimes now when you're like working and doing things, and sometimes you become all the same every day, and then you go and do some sport activity with your friends, you feel happy again.
Yeah.
You feel like a kid maybe. Maybe that's the thing. It's connecting with that maybe.
Well, we're humans and we have to like move around. So if we're like, but like with the human culture now, like we're jumping in cars to go from A to B. We're jumping in trains and subways. We're sitting and work all day. We come home, we go on social media, we watch podcasts or play video games, watch TV. And then you have to force yourself to have the discipline to move your body, which is like a natural part of being human and just having.
It's very hard nowadays to stay disciplined and to do things.
Yeah, because life difficult. Is so busy.
Because everything is happening so fast, and there's so many things that you have to do now. All those commercials or the marketings, everything is like you have to do this, you need to do that, you must do this, you must do that, and so like you forget what you actually should do, so you can feel good, in order like to achieve something nice.
We're like disconnected from nature, so then we don't live a natural life. So then we're not doing what we should do. We're doing what this whole human world is making us do, rather than the natural world.
But again, I think in the positive side, there's like many places that we can be and that we can still stay connected with nature, but it's just so hard to disconnect from this what we have currently.
Yeah.
Like if you sometimes you just need to push yourself to do things. Like that's when you start to have discipline as well. So let's say this morning you want to wake up, you don't want to do anything, but if you remember it, if you do something, you're going to feel better after that. There is that like pushing yourself. So that's kind of, I think, self-discipline, when you like push yourself to do something that you don't like doing, or that you don't feel in the moment to do, right?
Yeah. I feel like I could do that sometimes, but I feel like myself and many other people struggle to do that consistently. Like I feel like there's some days of the week or the month that I'm like very disciplined and like I'm gonna exercise today, or I'm gonna do an intense exercise, but like there's less people that like are consistent. Like how, I don't know why do so many people lose consistency?
But it happened to me just now. I started doing that. I saw it online, right? Online also you can see so many good things, right? And
inspiring.
You can do something very nice as well. So I did those early morning training first thing before breakfast, after that cold shower, and it feels amazing. It's so good. I'm so full of energy after that. I want to do more things.
Yeah.
And then last 2 days I'm like, nah, I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
But I think that's also acceptable. Like we should accept that sometimes we don't want to do something, and it's okay to just relax one day.
So
But
we
like,
don't
you
have
gotta
to
put yourself again on the trail and do it again. So that's it. Like when can you push yourself to do something that you don't want to do?
maybe just being honest with ourselves that
Yeah.
sometimes we need to break. Sometimes
Yeah.
we don't need a break anymore. We need to get back on
Life
the
can be very
discipline train.
beautiful.
Yeah.
There is no those pushings and like you gotta do this, gotta do that. Like you can manage your life very well. I think that we are capable of that, but maybe we lost that
Yeah.
through this modern life, modern society.
One thing that I see that is like maybe a difference between us, maybe I have a misunderstanding, is that like you seem to be more flexible, or I seem to be more like stubborn. Like I seem to like want to keep doing things the way that my mind wants to do them, and you seem to be able to make adjustments more easily. But
Everybody's different.
yes,
If that makes you happy, you should do it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you feel like
Maybe
I
what
want
if-
to do it like that, then you gotta be like that. If that makes you happy at the end after you finish it, it's good.
Well, is my understanding correct? Do you feel like you're someone that goes with the flow, or am I?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you talk to me, because like you have much more experiential wisdom or knowledge about going with the flow compared to me, because like I'm so stubborn that, I mean, sometimes I go with the flow, but a lot of the time I'm like, no, I'm gonna do what
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna do.
I was
Can you
just
tell
talking
us
also with our other colleague
what's the
about
benefit
it.
of it, of going
I
with the
think
flow?
that like if you're relaxed, if there is no stress, if you're not as a rock, and let's imagine that flow is a river.
Like water.
Yeah, like water, and like if it's taking you somewhere, maybe you should just go with it. Maybe it's gonna take you to some nice place. You're probably gonna go through some rocky places and like a little bit faster places, right? But you will move on. Something will happen. You will gain from that experience. Maybe you're gonna get some wounds. You will learn what's the pain as well in the meantime, right? But things gonna happen. You're gonna move. But if you could get stuck somewhere, let's say there is a branch. And you get stuck while the flow is pushing you, and you're there like, it's okay here, it's not so fast, blah 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 blah. And then one day there is a big rain, and you drown, right? So like you gotta move, you gotta do things.
You have to adjust. So
It
you have to
doesn't
pay
matter if
attention.
Sometimes hurt, sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's depressing, but that's all part of life. And we should accept all those things and just move on. Like look at them, accept them. It happened. That was destiny, that was in past. Let's focus on today and the future.
Sometimes
Those
I get
nice
very frustrated and angry. I mean, I get angry pretty often, and sometimes pretty intensely. How do you, I don't know, like when you experience frustration, how do you switch your mind or your attitude to accepting things? Do you have like a conversation with yourself, or is it like, are you just like, do you notice that you're getting frustrated and you're like, I'm not going to waste any more time being frustrated? And
I think that I'm very emotional. So like, but I have those bursts of emotion. So if I'm happy, I'm showing immediately that I'm happy.
Yeah.
If I'm angry, I'm gonna yell and I'm gonna show that I'm angry suddenly, right?
Yeah.
If I'm depressed, if I don't feel like anything, you're just gonna have the day I feel like that.
So you don't bottle it up.
I don't
you
bother
just
about it.
express it.
And once I start doing those things, like once I figure out I'm like that, in one moment I was like, I want to control my anger, blah blah blah. I shouldn't like show that I'm angry. But then I figure out if I control it, like it's just gonna come out to something else. So like it's better to yell now at the moment than to keep it and to eat your stomach and to make you feel frustrated, and then later you're gonna do something bad that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Because it's again as a domino effect, it's coming on you. And then something bad gonna happen. But when I have bad days, when I feel like I don't wanna do anything, I'm just like feeling depressed, I don't feel happy, it's probably my hormones that they are not, or I didn't eat well, or I didn't drink enough water, I didn't sleep well. And just, hey, today is like that. Today is a shitty day for me. I'm just gonna be a shitty person today, I'm just gonna chill out and that's it. And then tomorrow everything gonna be fine. I think that like for me, emotional wise, like I think that I'm making the biggest mistakes when I'm happy.
Because you're just not caring as much.
Yeah, I'm excited and
You're
I want to
careful.
do everything and I accept everything and I say everything I fish and I say that everything is fine, everything is good. I make plans when I'm happy, and then like tomorrow I regret maybe that I did something like that. So yeah, very emotional and it just But I think that is coming from the environment. Very important when I grow. Most people there are emotional, like they show immediately anger, they show immediate disappointment. That also can be bad because in a way it can also drive you very deep. That like you're always negative and always angry, like we're always showing anger and negativity. Like, but sometimes we gotta show also positivity. So yeah,
So you're talking about how some days you don't feel so great, and maybe like your hormones are not like in a super great place. So what, like, obviously there's some things we can do to try to regulate or manipulate our hormones. What are like, I mean, there's probably many different things. What are like several different things that you try to implement into your lifestyle to try to make your hormones like in a more better state so that you can have like a better experience in your day-to-day life?
I think that's also again personal. Everybody has their own things.
I see.
Maybe for me it's gonna be something nice to eat.
Okay.
And I didn't eat something for so long. I wanna eat it.
Yeah.
And if I have good food, if my stomach is full, like I'm gonna feel happier.
Okay.
Sometimes I just need the movement.
Get some exercise.
Sometimes I just
eat some good food.
Yeah. Sometimes I just need coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like, you know, the anything, I just stay home and I play games, watch
Chill.
movies, chill until I feel good, right?
Yeah.
But I know in my life I didn't have too much
Cool.
those bad days, because usually through sport, like, you're usually moving, you're usually doing something. So like when you have those days off, you feel like, oh, I should relax my body.
Yeah.
So like it's all like well deserved. I don't know. It's okay, kind of.
So you just pay attention to like if your body needs exercise or needs to rest, and then you just do that.
Yep.
You don't make it into a big deal.
No.
All right, we've got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Let's talk about destiny. It seems like for me and you, we have like a divergent or two different kind of thinkings.
Yeah.
Like for me, I like to lean in or have a bias to believe that like we can take control of our destiny and change and manipulate our future. What's your belief system or your thinking right now about destiny? Like, can you try to explain it more to me?
Destiny? I start to change my mind about destiny, because I'm also like, so destiny, we are taught to believe that destiny is like final destination, basically. What will happen eventually, that's your destiny, that will happen, and you cannot run away from it.
Yeah.
But in a way, then we start to think too much about it, about future, what is my destiny, what will happen. I think that's bad for us, because it's moving us away from our flow. Right. So maybe destiny is past, what happened, and we shouldn't think about it.
Okay.
That happened, bad or good or whatever happened. That was the destiny.
So destiny functions as a tool to help us accept the past. It's what happened.
Maybe that would be better if you accept it like that. And the future is unknown. If you do something, and only present is known, and we understand what's happening now.
Yeah.
What happened in past, stay there. We cannot change it.
Yes.
Future, what will happen, we cannot change too much as well. Like, we can think so many things, but like, maybe I plan tomorrow to go picnic, and then tomorrow is gonna be a rainy day.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about at the beginning of this podcast. You were talking about how you believe that if we are kind of chill and relaxed, and we can attract positive things if we're like thinking optimistically.
Yeah.
So this is coming out of the present moment, and we're using our mind to think about the future. And obviously sometimes things happen, like it rains and we can't manifest certain things. But what are your beliefs around manifesting things in the future? Is it a wish? Is it a prayer? Is it just visualizing? And why don't people why don't people invest more energy into that? Like, do they just not believe it enough? What's the deal?
I think that they don't know. I think that they don't know it can actually change your life and your feelings in the moment. So let's come back to that picnic and rainy day, right?
Yeah.
Night before, you made sandwiches.
Yeah.
You made everything. You prepared everything nice for tomorrow. Beautiful picnic.
Yeah.
But tomorrow is very big rain. It's very bad for that, right? At least you have nice sandwiches, man. You don't have to make breakfast tomorrow. So like, just enjoy your sandwiches. Stay at home. Do something else. But if you're like, oh damn it, it's raining today. Your whole day gonna be destroyed, man. Right?
Yeah. That's a good metaphor for pretty much everything in life.
Yeah, exactly. There was a soldier once said something about it. He was like, when you wake up in the morning, make your bed nice.
Yeah.
And then go through the day, do things as best as you can. And if everything fails, this failed, that failed, at least when you come back in the evening, you're gonna have made bed to go to sleep nice, so you can start tomorrow again, right?
Yeah.
So like,
that's wonderful.
See positive things. You're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have wonderful days, you're gonna have days. It's normal. You should just accept all those stuff.
Agreed.
And visualization, I definitely believe in it, but you gotta be relaxed for that. I think things gonna come to you if you're relaxed, if you're not stressed. I think the biggest disease of our society currently is stress.
I see.
I think that people are stressed so much, and they're like putting themselves into the shell, and it's like nothing comes, nothing goes.
If you were to
So
give a
it's
quick
very
little advice to someone that's listening to this podcast
Yeah.
about what's just one thing they could do to try to mitigate or manage their stress better, what's that last kind of advice you'd give?
I think that most of them heard about it and know about it. It's like, just let it go and everything will pass. Everything will pass.
Word.
That's it.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for the talk.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It was awesome
I
experience.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Maybe we'll do another one someday. Take care, dude.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast. I hope that you are able to enjoy listening to this talk.